Okay, so now we will try to solve the inverse of a matrix using the AI method, or it is also called the row operation. So, kanina na-learn natin about column operations. Ngayon naman, that is the same way, pero eto yung i-manipulate lang natin is yung row. And this is called AI method kasi yung matrix natin or RA is dudugtungan natin siya ng identity matrix or yung I para makuha natin yung inverse ng matrix. Okay, so our first step is maglagay tayo ng identity matrix. So for the inverse of our matrix, we have to copy the original matrix. Take note, this is the same matrix na sinolve natin kanina with the adjoint method. So, dapat pareho tayo ng makuhang inverse matrix. Okay, so this is now our matrix, and then dudugtungan natin siya ng identity matrix. And remember, yung identity matrix is we have 3, 1 pivot numbers. Ayan, so that is an identity matrix. So, this identity matrix is, pwede nating i-omit yan. And this will just be the same as that. Ayan. So, yung goal natin ngayon is to transform this side as an identity matrix. So, dapat, eto yung makikita dito sa kabila. And we can just get into that by using the row operations. In short, gagawin nating 0 itong mga numbers dito. Ayan. And, ito yung tatawagin nating pivot numbers. Ito yung gagawin nating same numbers, and which should be reduced into 1. Para ma-omit natin tong part na to, at yung magiging numbers dito, that will be the inverse of our matrix. Okay. So, para mas maintindihan natin, let's try to solve this na. Okay. So, ang una nating i-transform into 0 ay yung mga numbers na to. Ayan. We have the -1 and 3. Ito yung mga pivot numbers natin. So, dito tayo magbe-base. So, for this column, magbe-base tayo sa row 1. Ayan. So, row 1. So, of course, gagawa ulit tayo ng equation. Paano natin gagawing 0 yung -1? So, I'll just use another paper para hindi na madumihan yung papel natin. Okay, paano natin gagawing 0 yung -1? So we have base from 2. So, we have 2. And we also have a -1. So, if we will manipulate that, we can do such thing na 2 minus or 2 plus 2 times -1, that is equal to 2 minus 2, and that will be 0. Tama? Ayan. So, pwede kayong mag-formulate ng sarili nyong formula, but for me, this is one of the easiest part. Hindi ko na kailangang mag-multiply sa 2. Pwede ko na siyang idiretso at pwede na akong mag-plus by just manipulating yung row 2. Okay, so, meaning, we have 2 from row 1 plus 2 times -1, which comes from row 2. Ayan. So, that will be our guiding formula. Row 1 plus 2 row 2. O, how about yung 3? Of course, sa 3, pwede kong sabihin na when I multiply 2 by 3 and subtract 3 times 2, that will become 0, diba? 6 minus 6. Okay, so, as base from row 1, pwede ko nang sabihin na 3 row 1 Ayan. Yung row 1 is the 2, 3 times my row 1, or yung 2, minus 2 times my row 3. Ayan. So, that will be my guiding formula. 3 times row 1, 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 times row 3 minus 6, that will be 0. So, yan yung magiging guiding formulas ko. So, right now, yung mga affected na rows na mag-change will be row 2 and row 3. So, okay, unahin muna natin yung row 2. So, this is one easy solution para hindi magulo. So, i-copy muna lahat ng members ng row 1. Okay, plus 2 times all the members of row 2, we have negative 1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 0. Ayan. So, this will become 2 minus 2 is 0. This will be negative 1 plus 4 is 3. This is 0, 0, 0. So, 3, 1, 2, and 0. Okay. So, eto na yung magiging bagong members ko ng row 2. Here naman, so, just have to copy all the members of row 1. We have 2, negative 1, 3, 1, 0, 0. And multiply it by 3. Kung kaya nyong mentalin, guys, you can do it. Alam ko naman kaya nyo yan. So, 2 times all the members of row 3. We have 3, 5, 2, 0, 0, and 1. Okay, so 6 minus 6 is 0. This is negative 3 minus 10 is negative 13. We have 5. Now we have 3. This one is 0. And this is negative 2. Ayan. So, yan yung magiging bagong members ng row 3. Okay, so, rewriting that, pwede ko nang isulat. So, row 1 is unaffected. So, pwede kong kopyahin lahat ng members ng row 1. 1, 0, 0. Then, papalitan ko na yung row 2 with these values. So, I now have 0, 3, 3, 1, 2, 0. 3, 3, 1, 2, 0. And, meron na akong values ng row 3. Yan. We have 0, negative 13, 5, 3, 0, and negative 2. Ayan. So, eto na yung bagong matrix ko. Na-change ko na yung part dito na 0. Next. And, pansin nyo, nag-adjust sila dito. Yung mga 0 values dyan is hindi na sila nagiging 0. Ayan. So, next. Eto naman yung isusunod kong gagamitin. Basis. So, yung basis ko dito, it will be row 2. Ayan. Since ito yung pivot ko. So, ito yung magiging basis na. So, yung gagawin ko lang is okay, scratch paper. Pwede kong sabihin na base yung 13 tsaka base ng 3. Pwede kong sabihin ng 3 times negative 13 plus 13 times 3 is equal to 0. Diba? Ayan. So, that makes it 3. Yung 13 galing sa row 3. So, that is 3. Row 3 plus 13 times yung 3 galing sa row 2 is equal to, so that will be our guiding equation. So, 3 row 3 plus 13 row 2. Okay, so, now I will have to write again yung all members ng row 3. We have 0, negative 13, 5, 3, 0, and negative 2. All multiplied by 3. Plus 13 multiplied by all members of row 2. Row 2, we have 0, 3, 3, 1, 2, and 0. Okay, solving that, we now get this is 0, that is 0, that is 0, that is 0. This will be 0. And we have 54 and 22, 26, and negative 6. So, yan na yung magiging bagong members ng row 2. Row 3 pala, row 3. Yun yung magiging bagong members ng row 3. Kasi yun yung transform natin. Okay, so, yeah, we can now rewrite again. So, medyo mahaba lang to, guys. So, copy row 1. Kasi wala namang nagbago dyan. And copy row 2. Kasi wala ding nagbago sa row 2. Yung row 3 lang. So, we now have 0, 0, 54, 22, 26, and negative 6. Okay. Ayun. So, naging 0 na tong part na to. Next, etong part na to yung gagawin nating 0. So, we can start with this one. Gawin nating 0 yung dalawang yan. So, our guiding equation can be